Cafe Mocha wants you to experience an unforgettable adventure aboard a Disney cruise to Alaska. Enter for your chance to set sail on the Disney Wonder today.
What is Cafe Mocha? Cafe Mocha is experts, celebrities.
What's up? This is Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
This is In Vogue.
This is India Ari.
So much more. All from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha celebrating 15 years of empowering women and the men who love us. And to show our love, we've teamed up with Disney Cruise Line for a 7-night trip through Alaska. The Disney Wonder is filled with stuff for the little kids and the big kids too. Plus, cruising Alaska is like nothing you've ever seen before. Make sure you get registered to win at cafemocharadio.com. Tommy Davidson is next. On the line, comedian, author, now singer, Mr. Tommy Davidson. Welcome back to Cafe Mocha.
Right, man. Glad to be back. Tell that girl I said hi. She done took over the cruise that I used to have. Anyway, she won the cooking show. Every time I get on the show with her, she just take it from me.
As you can tell, this is my friend.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the worst cooks, okay? And this supposed to be the worst cook. So how she end up being the best cook on the worst cook?
We were on the show Worst Cooks, Tommy and I. And Tommy, they gave a challenge where they wanted Tommy we had to do a dessert or something from scratch. And he baked his famous cake. And I think that's what eliminated him because he could cook so quick. He could throw down.
They got rid of me because I could cook good. That was crazy.
The name of the show was Worst Cooks, Tommy.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, he made it from scratch.
Wait, Lonnie, I don't think I'm gonna make it with you two on the. I don't think I'm gonna make it with you two on the line. First of all, I'm laughing at your voice, Lonnie, and I'm laughing at his together. And I know I'm gonna have to mute myself off my microphone because just hearing both of y'all, I'm over here cracking.
He made it from scratch, like literally, like with his hands.
Right. And tell me it wasn't banging.
Oh, it was. I was like, and the producers was like, "Yes, Tommy Davidson, you're going." It's like, but welcome to the show. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a whole bunch of things.
Let's talk about now.
Let's talk about what you're doing. You have a single called Stronger with Earth, Wind, and Fire. First of all, the singing, I had to tell y'all, he is phenomenal. How did you get with Earth, Wind, and Fire? And tell us about this single.
It was just a miracle like life can hand you. You know, here I am, a little boy from D.C. I had to have Earth, Wind, and Fire album for Christmas, you know? Mm-hmm. And then in my adult, here I go with the song with him. You know, I befriended Verdine White's wife way back when I was doing a pilot with Eddie Murphy's company, Coming to America. I played his son on a CBS series. The series never went, but she was assigned to me to look after me. And I had just got to L.A. So we became like brother and sister to this day. When I launched my music career, she said, "You should do something with Dean in there." And I said, "Well, let them know that I got this and that and that." And they came through. Turned out to be stronger than I thought. You know how the big man works. He said, "You want this? I got better."
Tommy,
just do it my way, right?
Just to think of you singing makes me laugh.
Oh, well, I mean, you're going to laugh and cry. This is fun.
Yeah.
Just to think of you singing makes me laugh because I've grown up with you and watched you excel and advance in so many areas. And I've watched you live out loud for so long. And it's such a blessing. And I know that there are so many doors and windows that are going to open for you in your life. But when I heard singing, I'm like, I want to hear him sing.
Oh, you don't know.
Hey, man, you heard me sing, man. You've heard me sing as Oscar Proud. You know, get in the room, you know. So I've done so much, Michael Jackson and freaking just everybody from Al Jarreau to, and now finally, my real voice is heard. You know. So and people laugh for like probably about 3 minutes, and then they go, "Wait a second, hold on now."
Because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm thinking to myself, wait, so you really sing?
Yeah, like hold on a second. This is Suave meets y'all remember Suave? Meets Albie Shore, meets Charlie Wilson, meets Peebo Bryson, meets Chris Brown. Well, not all that, but I can say.
Was there a concern coming from a comedy background that you wouldn't be taken seriously as a singer?
Of course. Of course. I built myself up and do a solid comedy career and then switch over and take on singing. Thank God it got done before. Eddie Murphy did it with Party All the Time. I ain't gonna sing nothing like that. And then Jamie came along, played him on right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the door got opened. I was trying to figure out, how do I go into the music industry and have people take the music serious? And so all I did was do some serious music. And y'all know this, each and one of y'all know this. If you got your strategy and you put in the work, all you got to do is wait for him to do his part. That's the way I did it.
We're talking to Tommy Davidson, who's currently on tour. He's in Houston this weekend, headed to Dallas in early July. Make sure you just check out and see when he's coming your way. More coming up on Cafe Mocha.
Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha with award-winning talk show host Lonnie Love, hip-hop icon Yo-Yo. I'm the producer, Angelique. On the line, we've got the comedian, the actor, the author. Oh, and now he's a singer. Tommy Davidson is with us. You have a new single out with Earth, Wind, and Fire called Stronger. And was it difficult finding your own voice? Because you bring up Jamie Foxx, and Jamie doesn't have what I would call a signature sound. He sounds different on every record. He sounds like Sylvester on this record. He sounds like whoever on that record. But
That's
how
Sylvester,
did you...
Huh?
Yes, well, yeah, there was that one song where I was like, dang, he channeling Sylvester. But I wonder how difficult it was for you to find the Tommy sound.
Because I had it all along.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 4, my mother used to put me on the coffee table with all her black friends. And I could do anything. Aretha Franklin, James Brown, all the hip dances. From there, it was Jackson 5. Won every talent show up till I was 6 years old. Even had grown men coming over to my house. And can your son come and sing with our band? I feel like at a club. You're crazy, And I did that for years as a kid. And finally, I just said, man, I'm going to do what all the other boys are doing, chase girls and try to play football and basketball, and put that down.
Mm-hmm.
But I always stayed close to the music. And so once I got to a certain point in my career, the opening opened up where I had the time and I had the energy and I had the ideas to do it. Nothing really works unless the time is right.
Now, how did you find the production?
That was just something that happened over time. Every music hero of mine I met over the last 35 years here. So Patti LaBelle, she saw me and she was like, you're going to be a star. Luther saw me, put me on tour with him. Patti put me on tour with her. Kenny G saw me, put me on tour with him. I met Stevie Wonder. We became friends. Love my music. It just started going and going and going. Quincy, Kashif, I don't know if y'all remember him.
Yeah.
Everybody they took notice that I had a musical talent. And so it was just a matter of time. And, I'm just humbled by process and having the opportunity because the timing on this song is perfect because it's called Stronger. And I was left in the trash as an infant and rose to be here, not on my own. After what happened with the elections and everything, it's almost like there America go again, trying to discount us, right?
Right.
Like we ain't valuable. Like the best you got to send, we're going to give you the worst and still show y'all. But they don't understand that the thing about us is that's when we start. We start getting stronger from that point. When something happens like that, we kick into another gear. And nobody else got that gear but us. And they can't understand it.
It's Cafe Mocha. On the line, my comedy brother, Tommy Davidson. He has a new single out called Stronger with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Also, you can see him on the show we all love, Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. The 3rd season is coming soon. And also, he has comedy dates. And let me tell you something. I hung with Tommy, and I've always, whether we are working or we hang in like behind the scenes, when I say what you see on stage, when you go to his comedy shows, when you go to his concerts, that's him backstage. He's the coolest person. I can understand why he's been able to get so many people to work with him because he's just an authentic man. And, to ask you this as being an author, being a comedian, being a performer, being a singer, what drives you? What drives you to want to keep entertaining? I mean, because you've been in this for a while, but what drives you, Tommy?
Yeah. What brought us here? They knew what they was getting when they brought us here. The best of the best. And so I just want to represent. I'm on full scholarship in this lifetime from my great, 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 great grandmother and grandfather. They took the lash so I could have the cash, bro.
We let it simmer. We let stuff
there
simmer.
You go.
Because our listeners need to hear this, especially right now in this time, Tommy.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that's heartbroken. So I told him, I said, go out and get a laugh. That's why we said, bring Tommy on. Let people go out and understand that life is going to go on. But it's the type of comedian that you go see that's important. Somebody that knows and understands, and you're that type of comic. You see what I'm saying? So,
and that we are where we're supposed to be.
Exactly.
We're right where we're supposed to be right now. We can't come from nothing and have something unless there's some miracles involved, and we know about it. We know about faith, the real kind, and faith is tough. For me, I don't have a 1,000% problem with faith until I gotta have it. That's when it get like, whoa. But we got something for that, like whoa, like whoa, like whoa. Everything we move into is with class, style. It's with everything. Why do you think we cook their food? Why do you think we suckled their children? Why do you think that we built this thing? And we can't forget that, but that's the first thing they want us to forget. But we ain't doing it.
But when you're on stage,
full scholarship,
when you're on stage, Tommy, you have a fearlessness that I see. Where does that fearlessness come from?
I think when I was 5, when I moved to Washington, D.C. from Colorado and Wyoming, I think it was the moment I realized that I was black and my family wasn't, and I was just like, people hate each other because they're different colors. Well, watch this. And I wanted to be the kind of person that represented what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel loved. So I approached everything from that standpoint. I do what makes people happy. And for a long time, I wasn't really okay with that because people look at it as a sign of weakness. But then when I saw how strong it was, hey man, that let me loose. I've been to probably every military installment in the world doing comedy, whether there's a war or not. I come back and see the veterans. Nobody knows there's 19-year-old kids that have fought our wars over the last 20 years with no legs up to the hip. Nobody paid me no mind. I sit up in that trash can when I was a baby. When I came to D.C., I felt alienated. But it's that part of me that motivates me every day. That everybody needs that. Everybody needs it. Everybody in club get tips. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking to Tommy Davidson. By the way, if you want to hear more of his story, he came out last time he was on here is talk about his book, Living in Color, What's Funny About Me, stories from In Living Color, pop culture, stand-up comedy, and of course, his life.
What do you think right now is happening in the state of comedy, and how important will it be for the next few years, Tommy?
It's important to be genuine about it, and not look for the material rewards of it, but to look for the spiritual awards from it. You get a lot of reinforcement from sources that aren't really foundationally solid. Like, okay, so I got how many friends on Facebook? Let me ask one of them for $1. Let me ask them all for $1, and I'll be a rich man. But let me ask them for $1, and them friends I have to start over. I can have a podcast that can yield me, up to 20-something million dollars or whatever. But I would rather be out there with the people, out there right where they are. Like, for instance, I'm going to Cleveland this weekend. I got to go to Cleveland. You got to go to Cleveland. You got to. I just came from Detroit. You got to go to Detroit. We're a network of people. We're from Detroit and Cleveland all the way to Cuba, South Africa, and Europe, all the way to the continent. We got a continuity, a historical continuity, a spiritual continuity, and it's important that we just do what we do with our feet on the ground. If the satellite go up, then what's going to happen to the cell phone? We've been like this before that. We got to continue that in every walk of life, in every business. So yes, you're funny online. Yes, you're funny in social media. Yes, you got that stuff. But how do you fare when you walk into a room of people that don't know you? You know, the last thing I'm gonna do is say, you know, watch me give my money to the hoes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love it.
And you know, they're not like us. They're not like us. No, they are us.
That's what I love about you, Tommy, is the fact that you were able to always tell the truth about who you are. A lot of people see us from the outside. They never really get a chance to know us for who we are and what we represent. They don't know the child coming up to the person who always wanted to sing but became a famous comedian and actor and author. But when people can meet you, still greet you and hear your truth, it makes you just the amazing legend that you have grown in our eyes to become.
Y'all. And y'all, look what Kamala did. It's no different than what y'all did. You know, it's no different than the influence that MC Light had on you. You know, or LA. You know what I mean? It's something that just comes with us. You know, first time I heard MC Light was on K Day, and I thought it was a little boy. I was like, man, who is that? You know,
and then you saw Yo-Yo, and you knew she was a whole woman.
Man, okay. Now what? You get what I'm saying? Now you see that?
You know what?
You know, Eve and all of them come after that. Some come after that.
It's all a process.
All of them. Latifah, all of them come after that.
All a process.
I know that.
We're talking to Tommy Davidson. He has a new song out. You heard me right. A song with Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's called Stronger. I want to go back. You talked a little bit about Kamala. And, you know, there was a bunch of controversy over what race she is, what race she claims. And I wonder if you identified in some ways with that, having grown up in a family with white people, a family of white people. Did you, I mean, how much did that bother you?
It didn't really bother me. I'm laughing.
Oh, were you laughing?
Yeah, I'm laughing. I'm laughing at how simple-minded people can be. You know? Like as if color got anything to do with intelligence. Like if color got anything to do with love and someone who really cares about your medical care and these things that are important. You know, the man with the money want to put it on the color because his favorite color green. You know, so long as he gets that, he ain't worried about it. Say you're not black, you're not black, you're not black. It works in reverse. She's not really black. 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 And then people who haven't been exposed to black people start thinking maybe this is a nig. You know what I mean? Maybe this is a nig. You know? Because he keeps saying that, and that's code word for that. Because if you're really black, you be trying to serve me, and we ain't about that no more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tommy Davidson, you got to get this single Stronger with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Get it, baby, Stronger.
Get those comedy dates. And you know what? Tell your wife and my boo-boo, the little baby, hi. All right?
Man, she is something else, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I just love her so much. Really, really do. And we love you, Tommy.
Thank you so much. And just know, you know, that it's already out there. The black woman who ran the world anyway was getting ready to and still do. And still do. And the proof is in the pudding. She chases criminals. And he is one.
Definitely. For all of Tommy's projects and his recent news, go to theTommyDavidson.com. Thank you so much, Tommy.
Love y'all, man. And y'all doing great work. Every time I show up on y'all the same.
We love you too, bro.
Thank you.
Love
Have
y'all.
a good one.
Yo, keep going, girl. Love you. All of y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
You can check Tommy Davidson now. He's on tour right now, all summer into the fall. And don't forget to get registered to win a 7-night Disney cruise. Just go to cafemocharadio.com. We're talking to Jay Brown next on Cafe Mocha.
We're at Cafe Mocha Radio. Socially savvy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Serving up more Cafe Mocha on the way.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle. Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha celebrating 15 years. Love to all the HBCUs that have been supporting us over the years. Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta, all the fam in North Carolina, A&T, and Elizabeth City State. Howard, and Lonnie's gonna get mad if I don't mention Prairie View. Anyway, Cafe Mocha's on the line with singer Jay Brown. Brand new album called Just a Matter of Time. Jay Brown, welcome to Cafe Mocha.
Thanks for having me. How you doing?
Oh, you know what? You know you cool because you from the 313 Detroit. I am a Detroit sister, daughter. And so anybody that's from Detroit is my brother or sister too. So your new album, I'm so excited about this, Jay. What can we expect from Just a Matter of Time?
Yeah, so what you basically can expect is similar to my previous album, which was entitled The Art of Making Love. I like to focus primarily on love and uplifting women. But with this particular album, it's basically like a love journey, you know, like finding love, losing it, wanting it. That's pretty much the best way I can sum up the album.
We know you started singing in your daddy's choir. Take us back to when you were a little boy. How has that foundation shaped the kind of love and soul you bring to your album?
Yeah, so I started in my father's church. It's a Baptist church. And I started playing the organ at the age of 6 while singing. I actually started playing the organ first, but then when I was 8, that's when we all discovered that I could sing.
Oh, I love that. And so from that, how did you get into the business?
So from there, I would enter various talent shows, like all the things that a lot of church kids would do. In some sense, of course, those talent shows were gospel only, considering. But over the course of time, I started singing a lot of Motown songs, considering I grew up on that in the household. And from there, it just kind of progressed into me doing secular music, singing Temptations and, the OJs and things of that nature. And then from there on, it just kept growing and growing.
I love that. On the line, singer Jay Brown, his new album coming out is called Just a Matter of Time. It will also, the new single is titled Just a Matter of Time, featuring October London. And True Love is currently on the charts. So that is great. So Thank you for that. We had October London on the show. What is it like working with him? Because he's so cool.
Yeah. So working with my boy, it was pretty cool. Similar to a lot of my friends I work with. We all just have fun, build a vibe. And then from there, we just create,
Do you write the songs,
But him and I, we've been knowing each other for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Both October and I collabed on this song. Someone else produced it.
Oh, okay. Where do you get your inspiration from when you're singing, when you're recording, when you're writing? How do you get your inspiration as a songwriter and a singer?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. A lot of people don't ask me that. I normally get my inspiration just from different people, different experiences that people either tell me about or that I hear about. But it's never really my own personal experiences. It's just more so stories that I've heard or things that I've witnessed, but not really pertaining to my own personal life.
Okay. So you don't have any songs about somebody that broke your heart in 7th grade?
No, maybe in undergrad that actually happened twice. Because stupidly, I allowed myself to go back with her after, I witnessed a few things, but that's another story. We'll talk about it.
We all do it. Don't feel bad, Jay. We all do it.
Yeah,
at least
we
once.
all do it.
Right?
Some of us do it 4 or 5 times.
You have
right.
you have a big job in helping to keep R&B alive for the next generation. Talk about that responsibility.
You know, so considering I grew up on like the music that actually meant something, and when I say that, I mean like the music of substance. Like back in the day, they talked about real deal issues, things that a lot of us could relate to. Even though I was younger back in the day, still those things I've witnessed in my parents' relationships. So I feel like my music is bringing people back to the forefront of like what matters, you know, songs that are like thought provoking and really makes you like maybe sometimes question how you treat women, you know, because a lot of people don't treat women the right way. And I talk about a lot of love and uplifting women and, you know, trying to do the right thing. So my hope is just for me to go back to that old sound, the music that actually mattered, as I stated, so that people can ultimately incorporate that into their relationships.
I love that. I mean, because I feel like, you know, for a minute, we were losing love songs. Like it was more about, okay, let's make love in the club, or, you know, let's be mad at each other. But, you know, you're choosing this different route. So why are you deciding to choose this different route?
Because it's something that I believe in, you know. I strongly believe in love. I love the thought of falling in love. And I just, you know, I love treating women right. As, you know, I don't know, I don't want to say cliche, but I've always had a thing for like, you know, taking a woman out, buying her roses, opening the door for her.
How do they act?
Smile,
How do they act though? What about these independent?
Sometimes, well, yeah. It's funny you asked that question because oddly enough, and this is actually, it's pretty odd. A lot of women nowadays, like, and not to say I'm dating a lot of women, but if I go out on dates, like if I do certain things, you'll see the expressions on their faces like, wait a minute, that's kind of foreign. And I'm like, dang, no one's opened the door for you? And they're like, hell no. I'm like, what? You telling me dates that you go on, none of these brothers open the door for you? And they're like, hell no. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. So, yeah, man, this is why I'm singing about the stuff I'm singing about, because a lot of people don't even know what to look for sometimes, or who knows, man. I think we just lost souls amongst us, man. I don't even know how to sum it up. It's just crazy when it comes to love.
Are you singing for the ladies or are you singing to the men? Are you teaching the men how to behave or are you just crooning for the ladies?
Look, so straight up, I'm going to be 100 with you. I'm singing for the ladies. But like I said, I want to bring people back to the forefront of how they should treat women and how they should go about finding love. And, you know, it's okay to do certain things that may appear to be vulnerable to some men. So, of course, ultimately, I hope the men are listening to the message, because it's not a hidden message. It's a pretty obvious message. So I feel like if a lot of men out here have their hearts in the right place in terms of finding love, then I think, like, my songs could potentially make it cool again. Like, okay, men are talking about it. I feel it. Maybe I should start doing it. I don't know. You know, my hope is just to bring people back to it. I think the message is for anyone who wants to hear it, both men and women. But ultimately for women.
It's Cafe Mocha on the line, singer Jay Brown, his new album, Just a Matter of Time. And Jay, can we expect a tour or performances soon coming from you?
Yes, ma'am. I actually, I'm about to go on the road with my guy, Maxwell. So we're going out next week. We're doing, we're doing like this cruise. It's actually my first cruise, to be honest with you, but it's a cruise nonetheless. So we're doing a tour on a cruise. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to be great. Well, how can we keep in touch with you, Jay?
So, for those who want to keep in contact with me, you can go to my Instagram, which is the letter J, my last name Brown, music only, and all of my other social media outlets are attached to that as well.
I love that. Well, we can't wait to keep listening some more to your music. And thank you so much for taking time to call in to Cafe Mocha, Jay. Homie, my Detroit homie.
Straight up. Listen, we homies for life. And then for all the women that are on the phone, thank all y'all for your time. I appreciate it. I wish all of y'all a blessed day, prosperous week, Happy New Year, all that great stuff, man. So thanks again for allowing me to be on your platform.
Yeah, but
you too, bruh.
Thank you. I'm gonna play your song with my dude in the car.
Oh, there you go. See? Hey, wait, before we get off the phone, notice she said my dude. She put it out there. This is my dude. So she's playing a love song for him. She clearly cares about him, which means he's doing something right.
Woo! I love it. We love you, Jay. Take care, okay?
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies,
Bye-bye.
be safe.
Peace.
Stay away from the crazies.
All right, you
Okay.
too. Okay.
Just for me. He said that for me, Lonnie.
All right, peace, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The new album is called Just a Matter of Time. We're talking to Jay Brown on Cafe Mocha.
Here's your dose of espresso. Strong, hot news now.
This is the Espresso, and it's filled with drama. If you haven't seen it already, turn on your Netflix, because Taraji plays a mom who shows up with a gun on her last straw.
I told them I need my money to get my daughter's medicine. She's sick. I just need to cash my check, that's all. No, God!
Please, come on out.
I just want to do what's right for my baby.
That sounds good. BMF is back, and so is Crazy Lamar. I cannot wait to see this.
I've been addicted to a lot of stuff in my life. Women, money, power, revenge. But I beat my addiction before my addiction could beat me. Ain't nothing ever gonna beat me. Never again.
BMF on Stars, Friday nights. That's the Espresso.
This is Cafe Mocha. Radio from a woman's perspective.
It's Cafe Mocha with Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo. I'm Angelique on the line. You know his voice, you know his music. He's got a new album now. It's Will Downing. Welcome to Cafe Mocha.
Thank you. Glad to be here with you lovely ladies. Appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. You know, Will, we are so excited about this new album, Luscious. That's already got me excited. So.
Yes, rich. Ooh.
Luscious. Come on, Will. Tell us where you got the title and what's going on with the album, plus the single Mama Used to Say.
Well, listen, I wish I could say I was the genius behind, entitling the album or titling the album, but I'm not. I normally play music for friends and family, and whatever comes out of their face when they're listening to it, if I hear something that sounds appealing, that's what I go with. So I played it for someone, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's so luscious." And it was a woman, by the way, who said it like that. That's so luscious. And so I said, I'm gonna use that one. So I went with Luscious. It's my 28th studio album. I'm really excited about it. I pretty much release something new just about every year and a half since I started in 1988. So we're up to album number 28, and I'm still excited about making music and very excited for people to hear this new creation.
That's a lot of albums.
I know.
I mean, clearly,
out of everything that I just said, that's what you got out of it.
Well, no. We tend to remember what comes at the end is the way that works. But that's a lot of albums. How do you remain passionate and excited when you go in the studio?
Well, I'm not good looking and smart like you guys, so
not true.
I got to use what I got, So singing is what God gave me, and if I still have a song in my heart, I try not to fall prey to any ageism or anything like that comes along with being a recording artist. Yo-Yo can certainly attest to that. A lot of times when you've been in the business for a long time, people tend to push you out. But if you still have a song in your heart, and especially these days, with the aid of the internet and everyone being independent, if you feel like you got something to say, then say it. So that's what I've been doing every year. I put something out that's new. It seems to be received fairly well by the public. I work more than I can, I can count. I get more gigs than I can count. I've been making a good living at this for 35 plus years. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, I can tell you why you still working, because you actually sing. I went to go see a few people, and I'm like, wait, is their mouth moving, but the words is different. No shade to nobody, but I'm like, you go to, can you explain, because you're going to have some concert dates, as you said, you continuously go, but when we go to a Will Downing concert, what can we expect?
Well, you get the best of what I've done for the last 35 plus years. So when you come to one of my shows, I pretty much go down the playlist of what has charted. So songs like Nothing Has Ever Felt Like This, or the duet that I did with Rochelle Farrell, we got to do that. A Million Ways. After Tonight, I Try, I Go Crazy, Stop, Look, and Listen. I mean, you know, it's a musical evening. And it's funny because a lot of times when people come to concerts, it's mainly women. And, you know, women, you know, drag somebody along with them. The brothers are looking at me in the audience, you know, kind of like, you know, come on, brother, hurry up, man. Come on. Speed this up a little bit. But then by the end of the night, they realize that they knew more songs than they thought they did. Mm-hmm. And we have a great time at concert. And after the show, they're like, yo, my man, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm coming back. And they always come back, and we always have a good time.
I mean, that's it.
Will Downing is our guest. His new album is Luscious.
Want a little more of our flavor? Stay right there. It's Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha is Emmy Award-winning talk show host Lonnie Love, along with hip-hop legend Yo-Yo and me. I'm the producer, Angelique. Will Downing's on the line.
How do you keep yourself luscious? Because, you know, the times are changing. And as an artist myself, you know, we really want to appeal to a new generation. Parents are bringing their kids are bringing their moms who've loved you all of their lives, and their dads who've played your music to croon women. How do you keep yourself luscious and keep the women wanting that luscious?
Well, first and foremost, I just love the word luscious coming out of your mouth. So you got me over here. I'm over here sweating right now. You know, just like, how do you luscious? I love it. But for me, I found out what people wanted from me a long time ago, and it's not necessarily to follow the trends. I've done what I've done all these years, and because I try to write a better song, and I try to sing about things that I can relate to or things that I've been through. I sing about relationships, the good, maybe the not so good, and we just try to write real songs. Ain't necessarily trying to follow the trends. Young folks today, they know a fraud when they hear one. If you're trying to do what they do, I ain't trying to do no trap music. That ain't my thing. Mm-hmm. Can I sing better than, personally, do I believe I can sing better than some of the younger artists that are out today? Yeah, but I'm not going to try to do what they do and add my spin to it. The folks that buy it and like it, they're going to look at it and kind of go, yeah, it's an old dude trying to be young. So I'll be myself at all times. I just try to out-better the last thing that I released.
It's Cafe Mocha. On the line, the Prince of Sophisticated Soul, Will Downing, talking about his new album, Luscious, that'll be released later this year, and his new single, Mama Used to Say. What did Mama used to say, Will?
Take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. Take it in your stride. Live your life. Yeah, it is the classic by British artist Junior, and I just heard it a different way. Me and the brother who's playing on it, Marcus Johnson, who's playing piano on the project. We did this together, and we just heard it slowed down and sexier and more luscious. So, and the message is amazing. So the message has stood the test of time. Our parents or whoever we were raised by have instilled these messages in us. And so I think Junior wrote an amazing song. Hey, Mama used to say, take your time, chill. What's your rush? Every elder has told one of us that in our lifetime. So I think that the message carries over to this day.
Will, I want to ask you, who is someone that you looked up to while you were creating your artistry?
Some of the artists that I used to love, I still love, probably one of the biggest influences for me was Luther Vandross. I mean, just an incredible voice, just an incredible talent. I used to go see Luther live in concert. At first, it was just for the entertainment aspect. Then it was like, is this brother ever going to make a mistake? Like, I've never seen anyone that good. And it kind of pushed me to be the best me that I could be. So artists like Luther, your Stevie Wonders of the world, your Pendergrasses, your jazz artists like Johnny Hartman, some folks that you may or may not know, but they were a huge influence on me, your DJ Rogers of the world. So great singers, kind of formed me into, who I am today.
Again, the album is called Luscious. Ooh, thank you, Will.
Ooh, thank you, guys.
Ooh.
Love you, brother. I'm coming to the dates.
Love you, too.
All right, babe.
You know, we've been talking a lot about HBCU, so if you're an aspiring filmmaker from an HBCU, make sure you check out the HBCU First Look Film Festival. If you've got a film, submit it. If your film's not quite ready, but you still want to get inspired by big names in the film business, the film festival does that too. Just go to hbcufirstlook.com, hbcufirstlook.com, get registered. Until next time, you can find us on all platforms at Cafe Mocha Radio. Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Super Radio. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. For comments, booking, or more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.
All right, here we go.
New Phineas and Ferb is here.
We're back, baby.
For 104 more days.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Of summer vacation.
I am ready for summer shenanigans. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
All right. We're gonna bust Phineas and Ferb once and for all.
Are we gonna do this again?
New inventions, shenanigans, innators, adventures, and songs.
Brand new summer vacation.
New Phineas and Ferb starts June 5th on Disney Channel and next day on Disney Plus. On DisneyPlus.Disney.com.